Alright guys, welcome back. CFP here, and this is Survival Living. Don't forget to click subscribe and that bell icon for us. Today's video is going to be a response to some emails and some recent comments that I do want to address. I'm not saying these individuals are wrong. I just want to give the reasoning for my perspective on some of the things I've been talking about, and hopefully they can understand why we're gearing towards a certain way when it comes to SHTF preparedness. Okay, so one of the first comments I want to address is violence is never the answer. Okay, I'm sure you guys have been hearing that, and either online or from other people all the time. Violence is never the answer. Violence is sometimes the only answer. When it comes to self-defense and protecting yourself, your loved ones, your property, violence is the answer, especially in SHTF. Obviously, in society that we have now, you can pick up a phone, you can call the popo. They'll come rolling out, they'll deal with a domestic dispute, whatever the issue is, and laws are set in place to deal with these things. But when it comes to SHTF scenarios, law enforcement isn't around. All right, we're discussing when society breaks down. So, violence is not the answer. Violence is the answer in SHTF. All right, when there is no rule of law, there is nobody there as a law enforcement entity to make people behave when they choose not to. Yes, you have the right to defend yourself. And I hear it all the time. I've gotten plenty of emails. God says, do not kill. I'm also pretty sure that God gives you the right to defend yourself using common sense. All right, I see that Bible thrown at me all the time. I grew up in the church. You got a right to defend yourself. Now, does it say to turn the other cheek? Yes. If you are being persecuted for Christ, if your religion is being persecuted, you turn the other cheek. That's a metaphor. If someone comes up and clocks you one, you have a right to defend your body. All right? Don't know why people jump on that and take things and twist it around for their own thing. Oh, I don't believe in violence, so I am better than you. Man, you're going to get your ass kicked. All right? I don't even know why you're even on a survival channel, preparedness channel. Why are you here? Why are you here if you're a pacifist and think that everything's going to be hunky-dory when SHTF comes? You need to wake up. I'm not trying to get on you, but maybe me getting onto you might wake you up. When SHTF happens and there's no food, no law, there will be violence. And if you're going to be walking around going fra la 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 la, you're going to be a victim. Okay? Being a victim is not the answer. Not violence is not the answer. Being a victim is not the answer. That's my thoughts on that. And I'm not calling anybody out on this. Like I said, I'm addressing comments. This one here really gets in my craw though. Okay? Now, a little history. I have talked about vaguely and briefly on my past as a train rider. I was a freight train rider for a year and a half. I traveled all over United States via freight train. And no, I'm not talking Amtrak, I'm talking about freight. Union Pacific, Burlington, Northern Santa Fe. And in that process, I was independent for a very long time. It means I was not affiliated with the train gangs at that time. Later on, I did get involved with gang activity. That's neither here and there. Here or there, we're not going to get into that aspect of it. But when I found out my son was, or the girl I was with, was pregnant, and I was going to have a son, I quit. All right, I went and got a job and became a member of society again. Now, last night's live stream, I was asking for ideas for videos, things that people are interested in. Sure, I've got plenty of ideas and content, but you guys are the ones who make this channel. All right, I have to make content that you guys enjoy, not what I want to go do. One of the comments, though, I saw asked about train stories. And I do have a train story that does tie into not being a victim. Violence is the answer, not violence is not the answer. This is a touchy subject, mainly because I am a guy. In case you didn't notice, I'm a guy. And I am a straight guy. In other words, I am married. I have kids. I love women. Well, I love one woman now. But, you know, I'm branded. I'm happily married. But now let's get back to this story here. So I was in San Bernardino, California. And out there as a train rider, basically all you have is your backpack. Whatever gear you've got is what you've got in that backpack. You can set up little shelters, things like that, just to stay out of the elements. Most train riders, they live hand to mouth. They don't prepare at all. All right, they grab a piece of cardboard called a California credit card. They take a piece of cardboard and a marker, usually that they stole from a convenience store or Walmart. And they write down train rider passing through, they're flying signs is what it's called. All right, you're begging for money. I was very fortunate with my skill set. I can do a lot of jobs. Have I ever flown a piece of cardboard? Yeah. What did my piece of cardboard said? Traveling, out of work, can do anything. And I've done everything from plumbing to doing sod. I even cut out in the cabbage. We cut cabbage there in, I believe it was Tucson, Arizona, or maybe it's Phoenix. I forget exactly where in Arizona that was. But I just traveled by freight, pick up some odd jobs, just have income coming in. Anyway, back to the story. So San Bernardino, this is near the Colton Yard. This particular train yard, you can catch east and go towards Arizona. Usually wind up stopping in Yuma, Arizona. You can go north and you can wind up, well, anywhere up north California. Usually you catch the right ride, you wind up in Sacramento, or you catch the turnaround, which will put you in Las Vegas. So those are the three hubs basically coming out of there. And back to the train riders. You're carrying a backpack. There is no spots to wash up. There's no rivers or anything like that in that area. So you start looking grungy pretty quick if you're waiting on a freight train. And this is where our story takes off on this. So I had my gear. I was actually walking back from the local mini mart. It's not a really gas station, called CQ, I believe it was. I think it's on Arrowhead Road. Anyway, back to the topic. So I had went and bought some alcohol. I was walking back towards the catch-out spot where I had camp set up, waiting for a freight train. And a individual stops in a pickup truck. Looked him over. It's an older guy, probably in his mid-70s, by himself. He looked at me, he goes, "You look like you could use a shower and something good to eat." Well, truth. Yeah, I needed a shower. And yeah, I could have used a real good hot meal. I said, "No, I'm good. I'm a train rider. I'm trying to catch a train out of here." "Oh, that's quite all right, man. I live right down the road. I'll take you somewhere, get you something really good to eat, a hot meal before you get on the freight trains, and you can take a shower, get cleaned up." Looked him over again. White dude, in the 70s, seemed harmless. Okay. Threw my gear in the back of his pickup truck and I jumped in the back. All right, trust me, people will have you throw your gear in their vehicle and then they'll peel out on you. And then you have no gear. Now you're left out there with nothing. So I jumped in the back and he started driving off. The more we drove, the more I noticed that we were leaving San Bernardino and we were going further out to nowhere. Banged on the back glass. He slowed down. He said, "What's wrong?" I said, "I need to get inside." Come around to the cab, got in. I said, "Hey, where are we headed?" "Well, my house is right on the outskirts, man. I was just coming back from work." So I thought you were going to get me something to eat. He said, "Well, I figured if before I take you to the restaurant, we'll just get you a shower, you'll get cleaned up, then I'll take you to the restaurant, nice sit-down restaurant." Okay. I don't go to sit down in restaurants. Even today, I don't go to sit down in restaurants. If I go out to eat, it's usually a quick burger at Wendy's or something like that and keep on moving, which I really don't eat out that much anyway. All right. Back to the story, my thought process. Okay. No big deal. I'll get it cleaned up. After another 15 to 20 minute drive, we pull into this housing development, and I'm looking around. It's just sketchy. It really is sketchy. He gets out. Come on, man, come on inside. I am unarmed at this time. I do have a blade on my pack. So let's leave your gear there. I said, I need to bring my gear. I said, my clean clothes are in it. Okay. So we walk in, and there's not much in the house at all. Another sketchy situation. There's hardly any furniture. First thing I was thinking, oh, dude, you're going to get killed here right now. Take you to an abandoned house, off you. That wasn't the case, but I wish that would have been the situation. So the individual showed me where the bathroom was. I said, you can take a shower there. I'm going to go run grab you some shampoo, soap, thing like that. Get you some razors so you can shave, because my beard does grow very quickly. Like, all right. He said, just toss your old clothes out. I'll wash them while you're taking a shower. I'm like, I'm good. I said, I have my new pair of clean clothes in my pack. I'm good. So he leaves, and I notice there is no door knob on the bathroom door. Okay, sketchy again. I needed a shower. So I took my gear, set in front of the bathroom door. It is heavy. I took my blade and stepped into the shower. I am showering. Next thing I know, I see somebody's head sticks over the shower sliding glass wall, and he looks down at me. And of course, I have choice words, and I'm coming out of the shower. Oh, I just wanted to make sure that you had this shampoo. That's all I gave him time for. I took into him, and I took into him hard. I beat the brakes off of this individual. When I walked out of the bathroom, putting my clothes on, the individual had adult gay porn playing in what would be the living room. This is what I call gay predators. Sure, the straight men in the world, there's plenty of predators that prey on women, rape, things like that. This was a gay one. He thought that he could just pick me up, being that I was technically homeless, train rider, backpack, nobody would miss me. Thought he actually was going to have his way with me. Didn't turn out very well for that individual. No, I did not kill anybody. Did I make him remember me for years down the road? Yes, I did. That was a very bad situation and very bad judgment on my part. I analyzed the situation, saw I was an older man, saw that he did not pose an immediate threat. So I took advantage of the hospitality. I was going to get a shower and a meal. This individual had everything already planned out. Like I said, when I came out of the bathroom after beating the crap out of him, I stomped the guts out of him. There was gay porn playing on the TV, big screen TV. Yeah, that was a very long walk back to my camp. Very long walk. The entire time I kept looking over my shoulders, waiting for California Highway Patrol to come up and arrest me for assaulting this gay individual. But see, I did not know he was gay when he invited me into his home for a shower or stuff like that. He invited me into his home to prey upon me. Now, could there have been a different situation where after whatever he thought was going to happen, he would have disposed of me? Quite possibly. I wasn't about to let that individual have that opportunity, though. When he popped up over the shower stall looking down on me when I caught him, that was game on for me. All right. So yes, violence does and is the answer in situations. Not all situations, many situations. This one in particular definitely is. Now, do I have a problem with homosexuality? People that are gay, lesbians? No, I don't. If you want to be gay, you go be gay. Alright? If you want to be a lesbian, hey, you go be a lesbian. Don't bring it to my house. My religious belief alone tells me it's a sin. Now, do I judge a person on just that sin? No, I sin all the time. I am not a perfect person. Does it make it right? No, it doesn't make it right at all. I mean, according to my religious belief, if you died right now and you just happen to be doing that type of stuff, well, you're going to hell. All right? Now, the reason why that individual, in my opinion, did not call California Highway Patrol on me, the police, is because he was up to something else. All right? This individual was attempting to inflict sexual battery onto me, or quite frankly, even sodomy or rape. Yeah, it's disgusting. That was the situation I was in. Trust me, I've seen a lot of bad things out there on those freight trains. Now, how does all this tie into survival? In SHTF, we are going to be seeing a lot of predators. A lot. There were plenty of predators with just localized SHTF situations. Take Katrina, for example. The Superdome. The stories of rape and things that went on there. Without rule of law, people are going to do what they want to. Have you actually sat back and kind of look at the research paperwork? Even a simple Google search alone will show you undocumented and unreported cases of active serial killers that they just don't report on anymore here in the United States alone. How many people go missing yearly in the United States alone? It's because there's some really bad people out there. And without rule of law, these people have free reign. So yes, violence is called for. I do know that there's some people out there that believes that murderers should not get the electric chair. They should be institutionalized, and most of them want to actually have them nut house institutionalized because they have a psychiatric issue. I really wish the laws allowed families to put their hands on individuals that are murderers, things like that. And yeah, I am speaking from experience on that. My brother's children were murdered in 2010. They got the individual. It didn't take very long. Of course, it's in Indiana. Of course, the liberal side of the prosecuting defense teams, all this stuff, all these people supporting this individual that he needs to be released, he needs to be took to a mental institute, and all this stuff, retried. Just turn him over. We'll take care of that. We'll take care of every single bit of that. Anyway, I can't wait for the comments on this video here. Oh, CFP admit to beating up an old man. I don't care how old you are. If you touch me or attempt to touch me, I will mess you up. Plain out and simple. No joking around. Yeah, I'm back in the shipyards again, in case y'all haven't noticed my mentality slightly changing, more aggressive. It's the type of work I do. I bang on steel, I kill myself every day. It does make you bitter at certain things. Try not to be bitter about certain things, but the fact is, I'm so sick of these bleeding hearts for nasty individuals. Now, I'm not going to get into the whole transgender stuff in politics. I'm not going to get into, do I support movements and things like that? No, I'm just going to talk about SHTF scenarios, all right? these things, when everything goes down, there's a lot of people on medications. Medications that keep them from acting out and doing some very bad things to a lot of people. When these medications are no longer available, what do you think is going to happen? When psychosis sets in some people, what do you think is going to happen? All right. Am I wired correctly? Probably not. I'm wired from my upbringing. That's what makes me think the way I do. Makes me act the way I do. Makes me talk the way I do. Off of my education and upbringing. So back to topic, which we went way off. The individuals that come here to these prepping YouTube channels, not only mine, others, and constantly on the bandwagon, violence is never the answer. How dare you threaten to shoot somebody if you said that you're gonna kill a kid to protect your prep. You would shoot anybody, man, woman, child, doesn't matter, to protect your preps. It's just stuff. Hey, if you want to go and give out all of your shit, you go right ahead. All right. As for me, and you can raise Cain all you want to. As for me and mine, that's why we prep. I prep to protect my family, not to give my stuff away, not to go take care of somebody else. They got the same opportunity I've got. They've actually got better opportunities than I've got. Sure, some of these could be trolls. Some of these could just be people that have a different viewpoint in life. I do know some people that walk around with ruby colored lens glasses. Everything is hunky-dory. Mainly because they don't have to deal with anything. They refuse to deal with anything. And when things are brought to their attention, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Well, got news for you. When that happens, it doesn't matter if you don't want to hear it. It will be at your doorstep. It will be banging down your door. You're going to have to deal with it or deal with the consequences. Consequences could be many. There are consequences worse than death. You don't think that sex slavery is not going to be a huge thing during SHTF? It is now. Look at the amount of sex trafficking we were constantly seeing on the news. You don't think that's going to be in effect? Yeah, it will be. Slavery itself will be in effect. I don't agree with none of that. But these things will come back without rule of law. There will be pockets. There will be societies, groups that are running. There will be gangs. There's gangs now. Why would there not be gangs when there's no law? Anyway, that's my rant. But it's more than a rant. I just want to put things out and why I think a certain way. I think many of us do think on the same lines. There are some here that don't. That's quite all right. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying really take a look at it. Some individuals are so quick to point out my mistakes and how I'm wrong with their belief, but without any sensible conversation on why they're right. The human rights is not an excuse and not an explanation for SHTF. Human rights is a figment of imagination. It is set in place by society. When society's gone and broken, there are no human rights. You're not entitled to jack. The only thing you're entitled to is what you are doing yourself right then, unless you are owned by somebody else during SHTF. Then good luck with that. Anyway, guys, I'm not mad at anybody. It's just a heated topic that I do get heated about. Anyway, guys, y'all take care. I am still working on our next video. Hopefully it will be released on Monday. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, give it a shot. Talk to y'all later.